It's Sting, the Wolfpac version, NWO Red, available exclusively in the Showdown Store. No, I have not spent the 240,000 Showdown coins to claim Sting. He is on loan from Scopely in order to make this preview video for you. He will not be on my roster. Thank you to Scopely for this opportunity. We're going to see 4 different builds here. We're going to start with his 2 purple moves and his green submission, using Razor and Trick Bray Wyatt, Purple Bray, for extra submission turns. So the inverted atomic drop, purple move number 1, is a 1 charge. It goes off on every turn, and it turns red gems into green. That's why we've got Razor, so that it will turn more red gems into green to charge that finisher. This finisher charges in 2 ways, you'll see. So this is a 7-turn submission with Trickster Bray Wyatt on. Otherwise it would be 4, which still isn't bad. And you get to place 5 gems. Now these 5 gems, if they survive, become very powerful heal gems, over 14,000 per heal gem. So that's a way to regain your health. The sub keeps your opponent from getting his moves off, but if he does, you can regain that health with these heal gems. They are very strong. So we placed our submissions on red so that when we turn these red gems into green, some of them will be heal gems and we get all our HP back. You see, we're back to full HP. Now, purple move number 2, the military press. This puts out 9 one-turn countdown gems. And what they do is, if they survive after the 1-turn countdown, they each give you 1 green MP. So the more countdown gems that survive, again, will fill that finisher, the submission. Because it's a 9-charge submission, and 1 MP for each of those countdown gems. If they all stay on the board, your submission would be full again. So it looks like we had 6 of them survive, so that submission is almost full. Our 1-turn move to turn reds into greens. And our sub is ready to go on the next turn. And we're back to almost full health again. So I like this setup because you've got multiple ways to fill that submission. This would be a pain in the butt to face in a feud. And I think you'll see once we get done this video that that's probably the bottom line for this version of Sting, is he's going to be a feud defense guy or a showdown defense guy. I don't think he's going to be a guy to attack. But there could be a couple situational spots where you could certainly use him as an attacker, and we'll get there as this video goes on. But we slap the submission on again, and this is going to finish off Cactus Jack. And remember, Cactus Jack had a class advantage against us here. Trickster over Technician. But we ended up with full health because of the subs and because of the heal gems. So another build here, we're going to go the 2 yellows with the sub instead of the 2 purples with the sub. And it's Akam from the Authors of Pain, the other author of Pain, the yellow MP trainer. And this time, instead of buffing the sub, we're going to buff those heal gems that the sub gives us and use Mankind to give us stronger heal gems. So instead of 14k, they're going to be closer to 20,000 a piece of heal power. Going against Cactus Jack again, just to show the compare and contrast between purple green sub and yellow green sub. So the Stinger splash in the corner there, the first yellow move, is a steel MP, stole about 20,000 MP. And now the second yellow move, the Bulldog, changes a 1x4 area of a 4-row up and down into green, and that's a choose. So again, setting up that submission is not difficult. This time it's only 4 turns, but sometimes that's not bad because you want those heel gems to survive. So less turns for your opponent to break them is a pretty good thing. So everywhere in this video where I've put on Trickster Bray Wyatt to buff that submission, you could also use Striker Stone Cold Steve Austin, who keeps the number of turns at 4 instead of raising it to 7, but you get more sub damage during that time, because having these heel gems on the board is a great thing. We're going to steal some more MP, 17,000 more from him to us. And now turning a chosen area into green gems, 1x4. And you can see we've still got pretty much full health, and Cactus Jack is just about done. The reason I say you probably wouldn't want to use him in a feud on offense unless absolutely needed or against certain guys is because these matches aren't quick. It's very much like one of your traditional women's matches. It's sub, refill the sub, repeat. A lot of submissions and a lot of refilling the submissions. So not giant chunks of damage coming off your opponent, but keeping that sub filled is usually not very difficult. And you've got the 2 health regeneration options with this particular build, with the health steal, with this Stinger Splash, stealing 17k every time. And then you've got the heal gems left by the sub that you can use by adding those rows on top of. So multiple options to keep your health up when you're using Sting. So one more turn and Cactus Jack will be done here. So maybe a few seconds longer than the first match with the 2 purples. But still a victory with very high, if not full health. We'll see a third setup here now. This time we're going inverted atomic drop, purple, the yellow Bulldog, and the submission again. And we're going to see both authors of pain this time, Akam and Rizar, as the trainers. We want the yellow full to fill that submission. And we want Rizar for those extra green gems when we change red to green on that every turn purple move. And you'll see we're going against Bray Wyatt here because he's looking for reds. And what this build does is it takes reds off the board so Bray can't make red matches. And even if he does, we've probably got our submission full and we're going to drain his MP anyway. So you can see that there were about 8 or 9 red gems on the board, but that purple move, the 1 charge that goes off on every turn, takes those reds away. And now we get our submission. So going against guys who are looking for red matches, Bray comes to mind, Andre the Giant comes to mind. I wouldn't suggest him against Razor because Razor's reds are so low charge that if he gets one off, you're going to get subbed and then you're on the wrong end of a submission battle. But here you go, there's 5 reds on the board and now they're not. So maybe not as effective as a red MP steal guy, but not being able to let a guy looking for reds make his matches almost as effective as a steal MP. You're almost stealing the MP before he gets it himself. And we're back into the submission. One thing we should talk about with Sting here is his training ability. He's the first one of his kind. He's got a +2 red MP and at 9K a +1 black MP. So he's a dual MP trainer. And your initial thought on that is, wow, that's great. I could put him on a guy like Bray. I'm getting 2 reds and a black. But if you look a little closer into it, does that really help you that much? I'd almost rather keep regular Sting on there, because filling my black is done by my second trainer. So I don't know why you would want to sacrifice 2 red MP with this Sting as opposed to Sting Icon, who gives you 4. Now keep in mind, there could be a new character or characters in development in the works that are upcoming releases who could have a low charge red and a low charge black move that this Sting would help. Also keeping in mind that perks are part of our life and part of the game, and that if you're getting an MP boost from the perks, this 2+1 might be enough as opposed to using the 4 from a traditional MP trainer. So that's Sting's training ability, and something to keep an eye on, but not something that immediately gives me tremendous joy. So there's a win against Bray, and he didn't get any red moves off. That was the red gem. Now, a final build here that I'll show you, this time with Akam for yellow MP and Trickster Bray. Again, you could use Austin, Striker Austin, to buff the sub instead of the sub turns. So this time, instead of the 2 yellows with the green, we're going to see our other green move, which we haven't seen in any build yet, which is a finisher. And it does sort of what this yellow move does here, this Bulldog. This one turns a column of 4 reds into green. The finisher, the green finisher, turns a row of 4 a row of 4 gems into yellow. So you get a little bit of a recycle going. We use our submission first. Get these heal gems on the board, and then use our finisher and our yellow atomic drop move, Bulldog move, to get those heal gems. So this is the Scorpion Death Drop, and you'll see this makes a 1x4, a row of 4 into yellow. So we get a couple of heal gems there, and we fill our yellow. To make this a true, really effective recycle, and I think would have made him really, really good and really, really fun, would be if that green move was not a finisher. If it just made the row into yellows without causing a pin. Because there are times where you could go yellow to green, back to yellow, and then into your sub. But causing the pin in between throws a little bit of a wrench in that. It does keep your moves full, don't get me wrong. But it would be nice to keep the flow going by not causing that pin. But alas, it's a finisher, and that's the way he's structured. It is a very effective sub. He managed to break all of our gems there, so we don't get any heals on the board. But our finisher is full again, the Death Drop. We got 1 heal gem left down there. So we get to refill our health and refill that Bulldog. So there you go. That was effective against Zombie Austin. So Sting is available in your Showdown store. I think he's a defensive guy mainly. Personally, I'm going to spend my Showdown coins on other resources in there. But he is an exclusive character available in the Showdown store on WWE Champions.